Hey guys, Batchex here to bring you another podcast. We got Jacob and Sucka back from the Halloween Kills podcast. Oh, he's setting up his scream. Is it the first scream?
Got to mute it. Continue. It's the first one. She's answering the phone.
And today we are talking about a movie that we have waited for a long time. Scream 5, Ghostface Returns. And what'd you guys think about it? General thoughts, spoiler free, and then we'll get into spoilers.
Jacob, you can start.
Damn it. Okay. I pointed at you, but so yeah, this is my Scream twist.
Oh. You waited for this.
I waited for this. I watched it twice. I saw it on a Saturday night and then yesterday on Sunday morning.
Once.
And I really, really wanted to like it, and I didn't like it that much.
Really?
I did not like it that much. It's really upsetting. We'll get into why, but before I critique the living hell out of this film, I just want to shout out Radio Silence's previous film, Ready or Not. This film is flawless, and I love those guys. So no hate on them. Like they had big shoes to fill.
I like the movie, but Ready or Not is like the pinnacle. Like I thought it would be on that level, but it just wasn't. I will say there's a twist at the end of Ready or Not that I won't spoil, because if you haven't seen, I cannot recommend it enough. But there's a twist at the very end of Ready or Not that was one of the best twists I've ever seen in a horror film, and I didn't think it was going to happen, and then it did happen. I was like, that's one of the most satisfying things I've ever watched with my eyeballs. Yep. And I kind of wanted that feeling to be replicated at the end of this, and it wasn't so much. But we're gonna. Anyways, Sucka, you can.
Yeah, speaking about Ready or Not, Jacob is the one who recommended it to me, and I watched it for the first time with my sister, and I'd honestly say that's one of like the best experiences we've had watching a movie at home. It was just
so good.
Full runtime fun.
Yep.
Now, like on a Scream, Scream 5, I actually liked it a lot. I would say it's my second favorite Scream after the original, of course.
Yeah. It just
obviously I have nitpicks, but
you can nitpick it all day.
Yeah. I had a good time, and I thought it respected whatever Wes did with his 4 movies.
And even though it didn't spend a lot of time with the old characters, the new characters were just so fun and likable. That's what and Ghostface was just so brutal. Even if you didn't like the twist, like, you cannot deny how brutal Ghostface was in this. Like, probably the most brutal he's ever been. Like, I was surprised Tara freaking survived, but I guess he wanted her to live because he wanted to draw her out.
Like, let's start and lightly go through the movie. We'll start off with the replicated opening phone call with Tara.
I thought it was really, really well done.
I thought that scene was one of maybe the best scenes in the movie.
And I loved Roger L. Jackson's how he talked normally, and he was acting like the mom was dating him.
He talked so chill and normal. I was like, I kind of understand why she would keep talking to a stranger. His voice is really nice. But
like, this is gonna be my new dad.
I will say she gave a quick shout out to these 3 movies. My favorite reference in the movie. She gave a shout out to these 3.
Heck yeah.
So just quick shout out to these 3 absolute bangers. My second favorite horror movie of all time, behind the original Scream. Yep. It Follows is a banger, another recommendation. And shout out Hereditary and The Witch.
Do you have Babadook?
That was good. I don't have the Babadook. I don't have the Babadook. I know, that was her favorite.
I liked how they referenced that elevated horror. That was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard that phrase until this movie. Yeah. I just kind of like... Yeah,
this movie came up with a lot of cool terms, like
requel.
I actually never heard of that.
I'd never heard that before.
It does apply to a lot of things like Star Wars and Halloween.
Oh yeah, no. Okay, so
the Suicide Squad.
I have the list.
Bruh. No, it is. It brings back the Suicide Squad. Is a requel.
Yeah.
I have right here the list of the movies she said in her requel list. Okay, first she said things that don't work is Black Christmas, Child's Play, and Flatliners, which was a crazy reference because Black Christmas had 2 remakes, and Child's Play just had a remake in 2019. This movie started being written in 2020. So they like just got that one in. And then Flatliners was back in like 2016. Flatliners was a good reference. Didn't think they were going to pull that one out.
And did you notice that Stab 8 was directed by the guy who made Knives Out, Ryan Johnson? Dude, that is weird. They didn't say. So the Stab 8 was so divisive that they created a serial killer out of it. Oh my god.
Dude, it's really funny that Stab 8 was the divisive film when he made Star Wars Episode 8. I think that was completely on purpose.
Yep. Oh my
100%.
I thought that was such a good motive. Like, these fans are nuts. Star Wars fans are insane. So if there was a series like Stab that people loved just endlessly, I think probably someone would take it that far.
You think?
No, it's cool. It was a commentary on fandoms too.
Yeah, it was like a commentary on horror in general, like Hollywood in general, all movies.
They've always been commentaries on Hollywood films, mostly horror, but this time it was kind of cool to see like another big fandom be adapted into a horror fandom.
Yep.
But like, it's the exact same.
Yeah, I thought Jack Quaid did an amazing job. I did not expect that after seeing The Boys. Like, he's so timid in that, and just seeing him go nuts in this, like, gosh.
What's funny about him was I initially, before I went in, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like he's the only one who can make like the weird like face contortions at the end. Yeah. I'm like, oh, it's probably him. But the same thing with Scream 1. It was like, oh, they made it so obvious that it's like Billy, where you think Billy it's him, and then they do the thing. And it's like, oh, it's not him. But then it turns out to be him. Exact same thing with Jack.
Yep.
Because initially I thought, oh yeah, he's the only one who can do like that weird eyebrows and like he can probably change his voice and stuff.
Yeah.
And then
I did not expect like, Amber to be one of the killers at all. She came out of nowhere. I didn't like her as much. She was cool, like to be someone to beat up for Gail and Sydney, but other than that, she was just kind of weird. Oh,
I'll be honest.
She had the golden chainsaw for that.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I saw both of these killers coming from a mile a fucking way. Yes, because all of us saw Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
We all saw her play a fucking crazy psycho screaming bitch. And when she first showed up in, like, I have it written down here, characters intro at school, when they showed up and they're all talking about, the Hobbs and Shaw reference.
I immediately thought of Sucka with that.
I immediately thought of Sucka too. So I was like curious how her character was going to be because she didn't really get any screen time in the trailers much. Yeah. And she showed up and was immediately like
creepy,
timid and quiet. And she was just kind of like she was kind of just like looking through her hair and she's being weird. And I was like, no way they casted someone who can do what she did in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and not have her be a
casting
killer.
Director.
Yes, I was thinking like outside of the movie. I was like, no way they cast someone and she's gonna be this quiet and chill the whole movie. She's a fucking killer. I saw the first scene, and then they even borderline gave a shout out to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood by lighting her on fire again.
Yep, that was cool.
Literally, Rick Dalton probably gave that a standing ovation, dude.
Still a way better reveal than Scream 2 and 3.
Facts. I like Jill a lot, but that's about it.
Yeah. No, like Jill was still
when she's like, I'm not the killer, and then she's like, you're right, and she shot the girl, Liv.
I feel bad for that girl.
We have them driving to Woodsboro from the bowling alley and then meeting up at the hospital. And let's say we had a couple references in the car. Friday the 13th, Jason, Halloween.
Yep.
And then a reference to the 2011 events in Scream 4. And that brings me to where I wish it really irks me when sequels to movies that are all connected, they're not rebooting anything, they're all interconnected, they're really scared to specifically reference previous movies, and they stayed away from Scream 2 and 3 almost entirely.
I can't even really think of a reference.
And the only reference to Scream 4 was the last time it happened was back in 2011. So like one reference to Scream 4 and zero that I can remember to 2 and 3.
I feel like they were kind of talking to general audiences that only really saw the first one. Like, yeah. When you go to see that's why they called it Scream, is because it's kind of just tied to the first one.
Moving along to the bar scene with the character intros.
Oh my gosh. What's his name? The guy that was in the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot. He plays
Kyle Face.
He plays Stu's sister's son.
Yeah,
I loved his
literally
character.
had 2 scenes,
and
he
loved
was good.
his character.
I said
wish he
Kyle
was in it more.
Face. That's his Instagram. His name's Kyle Gallner.
Dude, but what a great freaking kill with Red Right Hand playing from the first.
That was a good scene. That was the
If
scene.
only
in
they
entirety.
kept the shadow of his shadow on the wall from the trailer. You know that
Did
shot?
they cut that shot?
They caught it.
No, people.
I was kind of mad. But the scene.
Why?
Is
I was
a
waiting
fantastic
for that
shot.
shot. I was like, where'd that shot go?
Dude, that's got to be the worst
Hmm.
death. Like the worst way to die is.
Dude,
Just a
it was
quick
really
little
satisfying.
slice.
He's just and as soon as I saw Red Right Hand, I set up in my seat. That was awesome. That was fully cool, and I think he did good with his 2 seats. So shout out to Kyle.
I love like
that
they
guy.
kick him out of the bar and he's pissing on the bar. He's like, "Man, screw this bar.
Yeah.
I'm gonna piss on this bar." Oh, why do you have to die so quick?
I remember when everyone was theorizing that it's Billy's kid because they bear some little
But
resemblance.
it's Stu's.
It's the other way, yeah.
Dude, that he could have been a good addition to Jack Quaid's character because I don't know, maybe there's a connection there. He would have been a good killer, I think, but whatever.
All right, let's we're going to the hospital
Oh, that
room
was
attack where we first see Skeet Ulrich.
dude.
Bless
The
up.
aging was
Bless up.
flawless.
It was
Really nicely
solid,
done.
and it's fine because it's a ghost vision thingy.
Yeah,
You know?
and they always like obscure him and like you can barely
Yeah.
see his face. You know.
It was
I
fun,
loved
though.
his addition into this. It was so cool to see him again.
And he was like
That was-
mentoring her. Like I kind of would have liked for her to actually think like a serial killer and actually get 2 steps ahead of the killer. But I guess she wouldn't really know how to do that.
She was
She's just a normal
hesitant to become him.
Yeah.
And then
At the end, she just unleashes her serial killer roots. I love that. That's my favorite scene.
Yeah, that's live. But we're next up is listen. I'm going through the movie.
Yeah, I know. I'm all over.
And
the
I
place.
wanted to get to this part because this is where I was giving the new character Sam Carpenter a chance. Trailers kind of made it seem the OGs were going to be the focus.
They did market
specifically
the hell out of
Sydney, which is one of my biggest gripes is just like my expectations were like not. I thought it was going to be Sydney's movie. I thought I heard somewhere someone say, "Don't worry, this is still Sydney's movie." Like I literally went in.
I went in expecting garbage, but I was that.
Yeah.
So, hey, Spider-Man No Way Home. Go in expecting disappointment. You'll never be disappointed. That's a line I'm gonna live by forever now.
Facts. That's true. Yeah. I gotta chill with that. But anyways, so we get to the reveal. Sam tells Tara who her real father is, and this is. Oh, by the way, this part right here is where I started suspecting Jack Quaid's character, because of the way that he was looking at
Amber.
The way he was looking at Amber.
Yeah, and she
said they both left together, and the way she just said like, "Come on, Netflix, let's go," and he looked at her. There was
when they first met, you could kind of tell something was there.
That's where I started suspecting him, and then the jump scare of him listening outside the. I don't know. It was that whole moment was where I was like,
Ghostface shows up in the hospital to try and kill her, and then dips. I'm like,
yeah, but she
disappears.
reveals who her father is, and this is where I started to not like the new character Sam for a multitude of reasons. And I thought it was alone. I thought I might be alone, but I went on Twitter. I found out I wasn't very alone. I don't think her performance was very good.
When she would scream in terror, she wasn't very good.
I think when she was crying and she was especially against Gina Ortega, who's fucking flawless. She's so good. She's like the female Dylan O'Brien. She can just like turn on tears in like an instant.
When she was tearing up, I was tearing up.
Oh my god, I know, but like her the new character Sam with her sister, like they weren't matching on the same acting level as me, and it might be like a Gal Gadot thing where English might not be her first language, and that might be where it throws it off for me a little bit.
No,
But I think her performance
I
wasn't very
bothered
good in
by
this
that
movie.
much.
there was one scene where I went, I don't know, something's off when she first meets Sydney. It's like, I don't know. I thought the way they were playing off each other was off.
It was
to
a
me.
match. Yeah, she
was
didn't match
off.
with a lot of people in the movie.
There were a lot
She
of
didn't-
scenes where I was like, okay, that's not the best acting. Like when Skeet was talking to her in the mirror, something was off there too. She's like, "Stop it!" So like it was kind of awkward.
I forgot to write down one line, but there was like one line in the movie that she yelled. It might have been that.
Yeah.
Where I think I curled my toes. I was like, oh, that was not good. But yeah, she didn't play off of a lot of people well.
Why
and I
not
feel
just
bad 'cause
bring the girl from Ready or Not in? Like, why not just give her black hair?
dude, and that's like just dye Samara Weaving's hair bucket
Oh
because
my
they're
gosh.
supposed to be like what? How many 5 years older than that Tara's little friend
Tara,
group?
Yep.
Yeah.
And
I didn't really
she
couldn't
didn't
tell
look
that much.
much older than all those.
They
Like,
were
Jack
like,
Quaid,
she used to babysit
Jack Quaid, he
me.
looks older, but
Yeah.
she's like, you used to babysit me. I'm like, really?
Yeah, her and like Dylan like look the same age.
She didn't look. Yeah. Literally, whenever they hugged, I was like, yo, Dylan might be a little bit older. She looks like, I guess it's maybe a compliment to her in real life, but in a casting sense.
Shout out to Dylan Minnette though. He like had a crush on
fucking-
Tara. He's a goat.
Shout out my guy. All right, let's move on to, we get one of my favorite scenes, and any scene with this mofo was goated. We get Dewey and his theme back.
The cowboy theme. Woo! Chills. Dude, and did you hear when he comes back like to help them? You could hear the love theme from Scream 2. I was like, this is so wholesome. I love Dewey.
The score, no
he
problem.
He's such a sweetheart, dude.
Dewey gave it his all in this movie. This was Dewey Riley's movie. For real.
Yeah. And he talks to them, calls out Jack, and right whenever he called out Jack,
right
I
away.
was like, they ran past that line like kind of quickly. I feel like that's going to come back later. So like that mixed with the way he reacted to Amber earlier, that's where I was like, okay, I think it's them too. Like I had that shit early on. I didn't know who to expect going in because everyone's like, anyone can be the killer. But once I like got like through the first act,
the marketing was good though. They're like the killer's on this poster.
yeah,
No,
that was badass. That's a badass
And
tagline.
Ghostface is just right there.
The part Jacob just mentioned where he's like grilling him and then he just stops grilling him. It's like there's like no transition.
Hey,
He just like
hey.
stops going at him. He
Wait,
just stops. He
It's
just-
like that Kevin Hart, like we're not just gonna go past that. Like you didn't just say what you just said.
Also, did you notice there were so many things in Dewey Riley's little trailer? Like Tatum's ashes were right there. And
Really?
He had like
I didn't see that.
he had like a barbecue trophy. Like he barbecued.
I remember that. He said that in his Dead Meat interview that I watched beforehand.
Apparently, that picture of him and Courtney Cox is a real picture from when they.
I
when they were married.
assume so. I assume so
That's-
because it looked young.
I
They
feel
looked
like
young.
they kind of wrote this to settle up their divorce. You know.
Their real life relationship and their in Scream relationship literally is parallel. It's
coincides.
so
Yeah.
funny.
That would have
That,
been
like-
awkward if they were still married in this
That's a
movie.
meta thing that's not up to the writers really. Like
Yep.
that's
Oh, and
okay.
the
So he
fact-
calls Sydney.
The fact he thought he was a coward. We'll get to that scene, but that
Yes.
just breaks your heart, man.
Oh,
Dewey
yeah.
was so good.
But next up here, he calls Sydney and texts Gail. So I don't like I prefer modern movies to kind of ignore or find a way to get rid of cell phones and like shit because I don't like seeing them in movies.
Like the part where he was tracking her through the bushes and stuff. I was like, okay,
that was just
this
kind
is gonna
of
be
I was like,
outdated in 10 years.
Yeah, I was like, can you just go off of like something that everybody ever can relate to and just go off a sound? Like there's some bushes rustling and you go over there. Like there was too much phones in this, and there was a lot of close-ups on phones. There was never any just shots of someone like doing their. It was like how many close-ups on people's phones were there?
No, dude,
You could tell it was like green screened in.
No,
their thumbs weren't matching.
The thing about the phone radar thing, no one ever has their volume up.
I guess just a weird 1 and 2 are like the most, I don't know, relevant. I don't know.
I guess
but I like how
one or two are
each movie like represents their time period they were in. They came out, so I guess it's cool.
All right. That way. Anything else to say about Dewey and Sydney? I like Sydney's intro. I think
we saw it in the trailer,
shot
but
a little cooler, and we did see in the trailer.
She dropped an F-bomb, though. Yep.
No, it's so funny. In one of the TV spots, they like cut that part, and it just cuts.
I remember that because you said it like after.
It's like of course I'm Sydney Prescott.
It's like Doctor Strange's audio dubs. They're starting to come.
We need to send them back.
We need to send it back. That's fucking hilarious. Okay, so we're gonna move on to I think I can confidently say this is my favorite scene. The requel rule scene. I mean the rule scene in the first one is my favorite
of Randy, bro. Randy.
Yes. Wait, we got shout outs to Randy. They bring back Randy's
sister.
Actual actress who played his sister in the third film. So it's just another little like sprinkle of of returning characters. We got a Blu-ray box set on the shelf. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
She holds up a Blu-ray. A character held up a Blu-ray and talked about it in a movie. That's just really cool.
Automatically.
There were several in the back too. Like
I know. There were like they had shelves and shit, and I was just like, okay.
I don't care if it plays. For sure. I don't care if it plays the movies. I just want the Stab Blu-ray box set just to have.
Just empty. But so she named off requels, which I wrote down right here. She said Halloween, referring to Halloween 2018.
Yep.
She wrote down Saw, I guess referring to Jigsaw. Terminator. I don't know. Any
Dark Fate.
5 or 6, I guess.
Fate.
Yeah, Dark Fate probably. Ghostbusters. I'm assuming when they wrote this, they were referring to the all-female Ghostbusters, but it still works with a new one.
Well, that one would be in development, so they probably knew that was coming out. So
makes sense. And then we got Jurassic Park and Star Wars.
How did Jurassic Park?
Jurassic World.
I know, but there were no original characters. I guess
they brought
it's
back
like
Jeff Goldblum. They brought
it's
back
like
Jeff
a
Goldblum in
reboot
Fallen
with
Kingdom, and they brought back Rexy the T-Rex, and then Alan
and
Grant,
it's in the same world.
It's gonna be in.
Now the other people are coming too.
It's by the time they were writing Scream, they already knew everyone was gonna return in Dominion. So that all applies. I love that whole scene. Low key, like Dewey MVP, but Mindy runner up MVP.
Yeah, Mindy was awesome. I love like when she's on the couch with the girl, she's like
that
was so cool. I was like, she's awesome. All
right. Going up to next, also another fantastic scene. A lot of I had less of a problem with the first and second acts as much as I did with the third acts in this movie. We have Hicks, but both of the Hicks deaths, mom and son Hicks.
That was so long. I was like, just
dude, and them like teasing you
when he kept opening.
They like raise the music and they just end because there's nothing there. Ugh.
I was like, this is torture, actual torture.
Stop playing with me.
That was the only jump scare to get me when she ran up the stairs and he came out of the bushes and stabbed her. I knew that was just though. As soon as sometimes when you're watching a movie, a shot happens and you're like, yeah,
it's the framing of the shot.
As soon as because one of my biggest problems with this movie is that it is directed, and I think John Flickinger said this in his thing. I didn't think I would agree with him in a lot of his stuff he said in his review, but I did. Like, the directing felt kind of lazy and just a lot of close-ups with blurred backgrounds. Like, a lot of close-ups, just where a character's face takes up like the whole frame. Like, this was like most of the movie. And as soon as it went to a wide shot for the first time in like God knows how long, I was like,
you're like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, there's gonna be 2 characters in this shot. That one's gonna be Ghostface. And then so that was.
And
a
I
good
felt
death.
like Wes's like the jump scare for Ghostface was kind of dumb. Like he just turns around and the camera goes, boom. I was like, whoa, okay. I thought we were gonna open a door or something.
I wish he'd put up more of a fight and maybe like. I really wanted to see Ghostface get tasered for sure. I wanted to see just literally.
That'd be cool if it tasered his voice changer and he's like,
Yeah, no,
like
and,
like that.
The voice is like glitching. It's like,
That would be cool.
That'd be cool. I didn't even think about that. That'd be fucking badass. Oh damn!
You don't think about that.
That'd be cool.
like
why would they
the
set up the
Ghostface-
taser and then not use it?
Dude, literally Chekhov's
that's
gun.
annoying.
What are you doing? I thought they were gonna use it. I thought they were gonna use it somewhere. And I was like, okay, so she's dead, so Wes has to use it. By the way, his name being Wes, chef's kiss. By the way,
They did that so they could kill him, so they could have a party for Wes.
This says for Wes. That was good. That was fantastic.
Bro, I hope like some random person who's never seen the movies doesn't even know who Wes Craven is. At the end of the movie, when it says for Wes, they're like,
it's like,
why would they reference one of the characters?
Why would they shout out that one character?
He wasn't that important.
I guarantee. No, someone said that. Like we're joking about that, but there's a couple people that fucking said that. That's hilarious.
Definitely.
no, Dylan in horror movies always manages to make me feel bad for him.
Swear to God, even like
don't breathe. He did not
sure.
deserve to die at the end.
You want to call Goosebumps a horror movie?
Goosebumps is fire.
I wouldn't fight you.
I will stand by
I wouldn't fight you about it.
All right, what's
Yeah,
next?
Banger. Okay, so by the way, we didn't talk about it, but contender for Golden Chainsaw for me was his death. I think there were too many just stab kills in this movie. Like in the first one, we got Tatum's head crushed. But yeah, the shot of them fighting and then it goes into a prosthetic neck, and I was like, oh, love to see that. Love to see that.
And you could see a little bit of blood get on Ghostface.
His acting
face.
was good. His acting was phenomenal.
Gross.
I kind of wanted him to be Ghostface, not gonna lie.
Oh, one of my favorite lines in the movie, where she was like, he's like, "What's your favorite scary movie?" And she's like, "I prefer animated films and musicals."
Like so intense. I was like,
love
yes.
that.
The fact he was setting up sushi, like 2 plates, that just broke my heart. I was like,
No, I thought
love
that they'd be
sushi.
fighting and the cops would like pull up and Ghostface would have to escape. Like I thought something like that would happen.
and in the
But
opening
no.
scene, they pulled up right when he was about to kill Tara. Like,
Yeah, imagine
That'd
if
be
Ghostface
sick.
like still killed Wes, but also like we like maybe followed one of the cops and in the back, because in the original Scream we see Ghostface in the background of a ton of shots.
yeah.
But imagine like we follow a cop character like that Asian guy from the hospital, and you can see Ghostface like scurrying off, and then they
Yeah.
like clear the house. I don't know. I wanted to see a lot in this movie that we had never seen in a
Yeah.
Scream movie before, and I think
I feel like
in my opinion-
a sequel to this could be freaking amazing, like perfect.
yeah,
I
I feel like in my
kinda
opinion
don't
they played
see a
it.
sequel, really.
They played it a
Bro,
little.
it's
too
making so
safe
much
in
money.
this.
I
and
know,
it's
but
getting good
the thing
reviews.
is, I don't see a sequel as to they're not
Bro,
writing anything
in the dead
with
meat
this.
in the dead meat cameo on the left in the recommendations, you can see freaking is Kirby alive? Did Stu survive? Like there's so many setups right there. Like you can tell
Wow.
they were just ready to plan those out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the thing-
don't want to. I'm just kidding. I don't need a sequel. I'll watch it, but I don't need one.
Yeah,
TBH.
And I feel like this movie left it in a good place, you know.
Yeah, it's kind of like in what they're doing with Indiana Jones. Steven Spielberg made the first 4, and they were like, "Well, we don't want to end on a not ending note. Let's make another one with James Mangold." And now they did the same thing with Scream. They're like, "We can't make it with Wes. Let's just finish it off with one final one with some filmmakers we trust." I don't
Yeah.
think a 6th one would be.
I think the ending is very conclusive because Gail literally says that we're not going to write about this one. We don't want to inspire more
That
of these
was
people. It's
so
literally
good.
done. Like I feel like this ghost face
When
facade
when
is
she
over
said,
now.
"I'm gonna write about
yeah
a cop
it's-
who or something, I don't know, something about Dewey that was really heartwarming."
When she called him my best friend, I
Oh.
Jack's like driving to the hospital. Sure.
This
and
scene,
then we
this
have
set piece is
intercut.
awesome.
We have like the driving to the hospital. It was fine. The humor in it I didn't like, but it's intercut with a fantastic scene of her going around the hospital in her wheelchair,
Oh, when she
making
was
a
like
little too
cutting.
much fucking noise.
Way too much
Jesus
noise.
Christ!
I mean, she
Like
was
if
in
you
a lot
have
of
that much
pain.
adrenaline pumping through you, you're in a lot less pain than you would be if you weren't in a dire situation.
She
She's
was like, ah!
Yeah.
I know, bro. I'm just like, chill. And then that
I'm like,
when Jack
Ghostface
showed up,
definitely knows.
when Jack Quaid showed up and got hit in the face with the phone like Randy in the first one, that is the moment I was like,
And he
him,
got cut right here. Like, that's
him.
just.
And I was like, he got cut right here, just like the fake out in
And
2.
he didn't help Dewey at all. I'm like, get up!
And the
Yeah.
way the final nail in the coffin was not only him being suspiciously there, was also, and I think Jack did it on purpose. When Dewey was helping him limp back to the elevator, he looked back at Ghostface in a way to see if Ghostface was okay.
I did not notice that.
I know. I looked at his face, and he was like, he had a look of like worry, like, are they gonna get back up?
And
I
when they
think he
get in
did
the
that on purpose.
elevator and Dewey's like trying to go back in for a second shot, you can just tell he's like, just let him go.
You can see the concern on his face, like, oh,
Yeah.
no, don't go back. Don't try to shoot him in the head.
Hey, but
Yeah.
she got the final laugh for that one when Gail called.
Dude,
Perfect
it's
timing.
so annoying how he got distracted by a phone call when he's trying to shoot someone in the head.
Again, another phone thing. Okay, the bulletproof vest, callback to 3, fantastic. But Dewey getting that, like, okay, he's smart enough to be like, we need to double tap. Sure.
Yeah.
But he's dumb enough to have to double tap right next to them.
That-
Bro, you could have double tapped from the elevator. Are you a bad shot,
no,
my guy?
literally, dude, get
That
the
death
third
was so
shot
avoidable.
in when
It was
there
so
was
avoidable.
away. No, literally, he didn't have to walk to the
He
elevator.
could have held the elevator
He-
and just...
No, he didn't have to walk to the elevator and walk back. He could have just got the job done there.
Do you,
I know,
Do
it
you
was-
think if he did that, do you think Jack Quaid would try and do something there, or would he
Okay,
wait for later?
That's
No, he tried to escape because his plan is screwed. He can't do
Yeah.
anything alone.
what I was thinking in this movie. So I wanted it to be the final Scream film. That's how I went into it. I was like, I wanted to end it all. And so I was like, what's something that's never happened before? I want things that's never happened before.
Yeah.
I want them to kill a Ghostface, and the other Ghostface or Ghostfaces have to readjust their plan.
Mhm.
And so what I wanted going in, I wanted there to be, for the first time ever, 3 Ghostfaces, and one of them gets killed throughout the movie. And so when the other 2 reveal themselves at the end of the movie, they talk about what they had to do to readjust. And that's what I wanted. So when
And
he shot
another-
Ghostface, I was like,
Wait,
he shot
Another
Ghostface.
another dream I wanted is 2 Ghostface in costume at the same time.
Yeah. Oh
Imagine
my God.
getting double slashed by like 2 Ghostface.
Like 2 Ghostface in costume, and then the third person, like the Ghostface, walk up next to the third person, and the person like revealed in the middle, the mastermind, and then
Oh
the
my
2
God.
Ghostface on the side pull off their
The 2
mask.
henchmen.
And it's like, there's 3 this time, motherfuckers.
It
I thought
shoulda-
that's what they were gonna
It
do.
should have been Stu, Jack Quaid, and Amber.
no, another thing, dude, about Dewey's death. 5'3", 100-pound Amber
Yo,
outpowered
Literally.
Dewey.
there's a picture
no.
of them standing together. I'm like,
no,
that's
no.
got to be a
Dude,
stunt
he's
person.
literally sitting here. He's literally sitting here like a 250-pound male stunt double. He's just like looking over Dewey. He's like, I'm like, yeah, no, that's not a
No.
female in there.
Look at that.
No, it's like
I don't know if it can.
Wait,
Look how small she is.
yeah, no, it's like a stab right here, another one right here, and she lifts him. She literally like
No.
sort of like lifts him.
He
This-
I get it, like he had a limp. That shot is incredible.
Hold on. This shot's one of the best shots in the movie, but this is not like, that's not like what Amber. That's not Amber. That's
A stunt.
I don't
man.
you can't see it. That's a like massive stunt man.
That motherfucker built, bro.
Like,
No,
Swear to God.
I think that's the reason.
I don't
why
even
I'm
think
like,
Amber could take those bullets through the bulletproof
Yeah,
chest. Like she'd
dude.
be knocked out.
that's why I
He was
wanted
getting
to.
her ass handed by
Yo,
Gail,
that
who's
was
injured.
a good kill though. Front and
Oh,
back,
yeah.
sawed up.
I thought his guts fell out. It
Yeah,
was just a
I
lot
thought
of
that
blood.
too.
I thought his
I thought
guts
that too.
fucking fell out, dude.
The dripping was so gross.
He did
Oh
not
my
deserve
God.
that death, bro.
Yeah, bro.
After
It
all
was
he's
so
been through.
long. Oh, but when he looked at Gail calling and he smiled.
Just
Literally.
It's like every wholesome moment in this movie was Gail and
Dewey. It's all Dewey. Let's be honest.
It's always been Dewey though. He's always been the wholesome
What's
moment.
next? What's next?
Man.
Let's get through this.
So
man.
this is from this point on, it's really sad because once Sydney enters the movie, like it actually in Woodsboro is kind of when I started liking more and more stuff. I stopped liking as much. And so Dewey dies. Fantastic death, super avoidable, but well executed, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Gail and Sydney reunite. So Gail has those really good slow motion shots of her screaming.
Yep.
Chef's kiss. And then she's like sitting in the thing pretty sad and stuff. And Sydney comes up.
Dewey's death didn't really hit me until they hugged.
Mm-hmm. But it was really like, I don't know if they were trying to make Neve Campbell like a badass or what, but like Dewey's death didn't really do a lot for her the first time we see her.
Well, she's like, she probably knew off screen, so I don't know.
No, I think what it is for her is like an anger factor. It's like, I need to get this shit over with. I need to get it done.
She has kids now, so she's got that on the line too.
It's like
she's like, I'm not sleeping until he's in the ground.
Yeah,
I was like,
exactly.
Okay. Hey, like, right. Completely understandable too with the main girl Sam, how she just wanted to leave town. I'm like, smart. But Sydney also had a good comeback. She's like, this ain't gonna stop here. You got to go and finish it yourself. So I thought that was really good.
And then we go to Sydney meeting.
Oh, she tracked
Sam.
them, right?
We go to Sydney meeting Sam, and that whole scene is and I just, the tracker thing is a little bit much for me, as well as
also again the technology. What is that?
What is? I wish they had showed Sydney maybe arriving in the parking lot of the hospital. And when did you track her car? Did you do it before you came in? That means how did you know which car was hers? Or two, did you put a tracker on her car right there? And how did you do it? Because you were talking to her the whole time. When did you put? When?
It had to be before.
Literally when? And also, where are you getting a tracker? What are you buying it off Amazon? Like, is it one of those like Apple like Find My, like one of those Apple
AirTag things?
Yeah, the AirTag. Did you like just tape an AirTag to her car?
She's Sydney Prescott. Okay, just deal with it. She's
very confused.
She probably has
Sydney Prescott. Of course, I have a tracker.
She's probably like Jamie Lee Curtis. She has like a whole arsenal of stuff at her house.
Except Jamie Lee Curtis makes that.
Oh.
Sorry.
Hey, yo, bless you,
bro. I think your room shook.
His room, my room shook.
The whole earth, dude. That came out of nowhere.
Okay, so they drive off in the car. By the way, I really like the. I don't think Jack Quaid and I hate saying Sam because I don't know the actresses, but the main actress and Jake Quaid, I don't think they played well off of each other. But that being said, they didn't seem
like a couple or anything.
It was definitely a movie. They didn't have good chemistry. I don't think they had good chemistry. Just to put it simply. But
I just think Jack Quaid, nothing's gonna top Billy or Stu. So why not bring Stu back?
Yeah, you set up so many expectations for me in this movie that were just not like I needed. If
when I first came out.
If this is going to be the last Scream movie, there needs to be something absolutely unpredictable. And it's literally just these two people. Like, Jill was special because it was Sydney's, niece?
Relative, niece, yeah.
It was Sydney's niece. And so that is a thing. And then also, I mean, the other guy that was with Jill was kind of a normal killer. But Jill's scene where she's like revealing, fantastic, where she's hurting herself and like making herself like you take something from the original where they were stabbing each other and you like turn it up a notch to her like WWEing herself onto a glass table.
I cannot believe that Macaulay Culkin's little brother or Jill would ever be able to kill people like they did in that movie.
Yeah,
completely unbelievable.
Lanky
Jack Quaid, believable. Amber. I feel like Amber's way more tough than both of those people.
Yeah, she seemed scrappy and feisty and whatever. She's pretty scary. Whenever she did
they were way better killers.
The little psycho reference. I like it.
Oh, and they put him.
like it.
Okay, let's not get too far into the
Okay,
movie.
sorry. So they say they go in the car. They forget the inhaler.
That's so good.
And they're like, "Yo, we got to go buy this car." And then Jack's like, "No."
Yeah, the fact he was so like hesitant, I was like, double negative right here. Like,
I was like, I think he's pushing to not go to this house a little bit too hard, but also not hard enough. He's being weird right now. He's being weird as fuck. And so
later when they got to the house, like an easy out for him would be to say, "Dude, I'm not dying today. I'm leaving," and then you could be Ghostface the whole time.
Also, how convenient was this inhaler thing? Like, how convenient was it it was going to go this exact way?
Yeah. What was his original plan?
It was set up in the opening scene that she because she took the inhaler at the beginning,
so but he probably picked up on that.
Her asthma wasn't.
Yeah.
It was never shown to be terrible.
Never developed after that.
I think if they showed it in the hospital scene of her having an asthma attack, and her sister is like, "I brought your backup," and it gives it to her in the elevator or something, then that would have been like, okay, her asthma is probably really fucking bad.
The script just needed one last go through before they went through production. Because once you start a movie and start filming it, you're done. Like, you have to make
they said they didn't change that much after they started production. Like some productions, I would like Doctor Strange 2 apparently is getting fucking chopped all to hell
4 or 5 months
did you
of
hear
reshoots.
Did you hear they had multiple endings to this movie? I want to know like the other
they've done that for 2 through 5. That's facts. I want to read because James A. Janice got to read one of the scripts. He got to read one of the scripts they didn't go with for the original Scream, and I remember he talked about that.
Jack explained it as a whole real big game of Among Us. That's how we explained it.
Thank the Lord they did not reference Among Us in this movie.
That's where you have to give it to.
Gail Weathers actually says Among Us in the first 20 minutes.
No,
I don't think she
doesn't say it in that context, but she says Among Us
on her show, on her morning show. She said it in the background. It was
zero out of 10. 0 out of 10 movies. 0 out of 10 movie. I'm done.
Listen, I think the fact that nobody was playing Among Us, Roblox, or Fortnite in this movie is just, it's sadly the bare minimum win for modern blockbusters.
It's automatically an above average movie.
It's like nobody dabbed and played Fortnite. We win in a way.
Endgame references Fortnite. 0 out of 10 movie.
Endgame has literally a Fortnite scene. The scene is almost about Fortnite.
Okay, let's not go into Fortnite. Among Us.
Noob master. Noob. Okay, stop using that term in 2013.
Okay, just move on. I don't want to think about that.
So first of all, the party we skipped over a little bit. So there's the party intro, which I liked. But okay, so later it's supposed to be revealed that this is Stu's house. Yep. Literally,
I knew the second they walked
in. The first shot of Amber walking through the house, I noticed what house it was.
I'm telling you, this movie,
no reveal.
This movie's made for people who think, "Oh, this is a new Scream movie," and then they're like,
"I know, it's like
it's Stu's house from the original." What? Like,
dude,
we knew in the trailers.
Yeah, dude. Like, first of all, they did give it away in the trailers, but as soon as the first shot of them like panning through the house, I could see you could see the red curtains,
the stairs in the door.
The back door, that back patio door, recognizable as fuck. Then they go into where she's watching a TV.
Was the basement and the garage two different things? Because
So the basement. So there's the couch right here, and then you walk like way back here and go into the garage. But right here, you walk through the door and you just turn and go down into the basement. They never went into the basement
in the first movie.
In the original, I don't know if there's 2 doors right there. I couldn't see in this movie. But in the original, where the basement door was is kind of where Stu pulled Cindy's dad out of in the first one. So I don't know if he was like, they're supposed to make us think he was just sitting there on the stairs or something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I think it was supposed to be the same door. Anyways, so they have that basement scene. I think it was really creepy. And the reveal from Mindy where she's like, "You're not the killer because I am," got me for like 2 seconds. I was like,
yeah,
what?
That was cool.
Oh, okay, fuck off. But Amber was being creepy as fuck. I was like, okay, her creepiness is ramping up. Her reveal is going to be here soon. They get the beers, go back upstairs. And then it cuts to I think Mindy's brother, which I don't remember his name. He was super good, Mason Gooding.
Yeah.
He's making out with his girlfriend with the pink hair.
Liv.
And he's just like, I'm gonna stand on here with other people, potential witnesses. That's a completely reasonable reaction. And it was,
and then she
I thought
walks
it was
out.
good. I think that was a good. He was very funny in this movie.
They definitely did a good job of trying to trick you who the killer was. All the new characters.
Yeah, also, Ghostface didn't kill him.
He just like you can watch it again. He just goes. Ch-ch-ch.
He stabs him a couple times, and
I mean, if
But
Tara
he's
can survive
on the
that,
ground.
yeah.
Yeah.
He got
Like,
stabbed.
there's no point
he
of
got
leaving
stabbed
him
in the
alive.
leg, stabbed right here, and then stabbed in the side.
and then a
bunch.
couple
Yeah.
times down here.
The way Ghostface was so like quick with the stabs in this, it was like
I wish
Like
he
remorseless.
put
Oh
more
my
of.
gosh.
I thought he was gonna put more of a fight up.
So was
because
that
of
Jack Quaid or
what
Amber?
they were setting
I
up?
think it was Amber, right?
That was definitely Amber. No, Jack hadn't been at the house. Jack had not gone at the house yet because whenever he's down getting stabbed,
the
car pulls up and it illuminates with a really good shot of Ghostface being lit up by the car lights.
You
It was,
know,
like, well
Jack
lit.
Quaid saw
You know
her
he saw.
there,
Oh
and he was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Oh, look over here.
Yeah.
That was
Dude,
good.
I know for a fact. Anyway, so he gets killed right there. So Sam gets to the party. They go in. They shut the party down, and Jack's eagerness to shut the party down, very suspect.
I love. He's like, I was trying to
it
be
was
nice.
good.
Get the hell out. Get out.
He's like, I was trying to be
Yeah.
nice. Get the fuck out. Please get the fuck out. Sincerely, get the fuck out.
He was so
That was good.
likable. He was so
He was-
likable.
Yeah, he was.
But I'm
And
like,
whenever he said,
sucks.
"I know it sucks that it's me," I was like, "It does suck. It does suck." You were pretty cool.
Yep.
So we get she's watching Stab Alone. I enjoyed that. She's like, and that's when she did the
Dude,
Yeah.
the meta like, look behind you, look behind you, look behind you. It's like, and then we're saying look behind you. It's like,
Yeah.
ooh, one of my favorite lines. You know what happens to the expert. It's pretty cool. It was a cool line.
She got stabbed like right here. Just let it sit in there.
Whoa.
Whatever the new Randy girl was.
Oh, Mindy.
Yeah.
Mindy.
Yeah. So they. So
I
they
love
watched the
she was
party.
like she thought to herself. I was like,
It was definitely a Sixth Sense. I feel someone behind me.
wait.
So then.
Nice.
Okay, so
Well played.
everyone runs into the room. You got all the characters that aren't dead or bleeding out somewhere, and I think Amber's reveal was pretty fucking cool. She just literally caps her. I love headshots. in
Like
movies,
even
they're
if
very
you knew,
satisfying.
you could never predict she was gonna come out of nowhere like with a gun.
I didn't know
like,
when.
Bam.
Yeah, and she just.
That was
shoots in the
definitely
face.
I got Ready or Not vibes from that.
It was like a second. Like the gun gets pulled out in like 1 second.
And I love when Sydney and Gail pull up and she comes out and she's like,
Oh yeah.
trick or
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then she's like, yeah, trick. She's
That was a
like,
good
F
moment.
this.
I thought it was so dumb, dude. I think Gail getting shot is so fucking annoying to me. She
Yeah.
always be getting shot and then just they did the same
I
thing
was
in
mad
the
about
final
that.
scene of Scream 2. Like
Yeah.
fucking
I'm like, how many
his
shots
face?
can this
He literally
woman
gets-
take?
he gets shot and then just accidentally shoots Gail. She falls into the theater pit out the rest of the finale. In this
Same
one,
here.
she's just like, oh, screw it. Shoots her in almost the same spot. She's out the rest of the thing.
That's like new character.
Until she comes back in.
Immediately.
That's
gets
funny
killed.
as fuck. Okay, so Sydney goes into the house.
The
She
theme plays.
very
I was
good.
like,
Score, dude.
Brian Tyler.
No fucking problems. So she goes up the stairs.
And their conversation, she's like, I've seen this movie before. He's like, not this movie, Sydney. That was so good.
Nice.
And dude, when she first went up the stairs, he ripped that fat "Hello, Sydney" like
Yeah.
that. Just drew it out. I was like- and
Dude,
I
I know
love she was
Jack's-
like shooting the
dude.
door, every door, bro. That
I
was
think
sick.
about that. That's one of my favorite parts of this movie. I think about that often of characters who are. I was like, bro, this
She
like
actually
if you're
shot
in
Jack
a
Quaid,
location,
too.
if you're in a location in a movie that isn't your house
Yeah.
or a family member or
You
friend's
don't
house,
know.
and you don't care about this house, literally light things up, bust doors down, Like, and
she was so efficient. Like, I was like, okay. I was like, this is gonna be over in 5 seconds.
Like, that's what I think Cameron should have done in Halloween Kills.
Dude, I said the same. I think I said it in our Halloween Kills. In our, I almost said kill count.
Yeah,
in our
I think you said
podcast,
like beam the closet.
Congratulations, Cameron, you're dead now.
Like, the people's whose house that was are fucking dead. Dude, light up every door. What are you doing? If he lit up that closet, Michael would have just been like, ugh, and he would have fell to the ground.
I mean, he probably would have got back up, but
I actually really like that line that I think it was Amber that said it. It's like Scream the series or Stab the series does not have a recurring villain like Michael Myers. Like, we need to tie it back to the original, so Sam will be the killer. Like, that was cool.
Me and Sucker talked about this a little bit on Xbox last night. The Scream continuity could not be more, the Stab continuity within Scream could not be more broken. They said that the first Stab movie that Sidney Prescott as a character was not in was Stab 8. I'm pretty sure they also said the first Stab movie not based off of true events was Stab 8. So what the fuck are the other ones based on?
We need a Stab timeline.
in Scream 3, they're making Stab 3. Wouldn't it make more sense for them to be making Stab 2?
Yeah.
And why is Stu's house
wouldn't Stab 3 be the one not based off of anything?
Because
and I think in Scream 4, they have a line where they say Sydney's suing them if they use her like name again or something.
Okay, let's just keep in this movie. Get back.
It's like how does that work?
Wait, how did Sydney get attacked and thrown off the top of the roof? Remember when she falls off the stairs? How did that happen? I forget.
Ghostface. So he shot Jack Quaid, and then Jack Quaid's like, he's like, get out of here. He's like, no, you fucking shot me. And then
he's like, it's kind of hard since you shot me in the leg.
I like when Ghostface pops out and he goes, oh my god, it's fucking Ghostface.
Like he's fanboying.
Like he was supposed to be like the most fake realization. He was sitting there waiting for Amber to pop out. But he's like, oh my god, it's fucking Ghostface.
Sydney was probably like,
like, anyways, he tackles him off.
Honestly, if I was Sydney, screw it, kill everyone there except for the mace.
Cap him in the head.
Literally,
cap him in the head. Blame it on Ghostface.
Like, dude, right. He's huddled up in a closet. Like, he's obviously on the phone with you.
I know he dead ass. Like, I thought when I first watched it, I literally thought he had a phone in his right hand when she opened the door. I literally thought he did. I was like, bro, why are you not shooting him in the face? Anyway, all right, so she gets tackled off the banister, and then so he comes down and he gets the gun, and then Sam gets the gun. That's where the reveal happens. And then that's when his reveal happens. Stabs her. He's like, I know it sucks that it's me too. And then he takes the gun from her. And one of my favorite lines in the movie is when he just goes, sit the fuck down, Prescott. Yeah. Oh, I don't know why that was really cool. It was really cool. Like, because he switched.
This. Dude, him limping down the stairs was literally scene for scene for when Billy was coming down the stairs. Honestly, it was literally, I was like, wow, it's like, it's literally the exact same.
It's super weird. It's like this movie.
Did Amber come through the door that Stu came through? No, she was already standing there, but
she was up. But
that would have been cool.
This movie feels like this is what it feels like. It feels like it's made for people like Tara at the very beginning when Tara said, he's like, have you seen Stab? And then she's like, I think I saw it once at like a sleepover when I was really little. That's what it feels like. This movie is made for people who saw Scream once when they were little, the first Scream. Yeah. It doesn't feel.
But there's also so many references to the other movies for Scream fans, so it's like weird.
Yeah, there's little like the music, like Dewey's theme being brought back, and like little musical cues and stuff. But like, for the most part,
the lemon bars or whatever that Hicks made.
Yeah,
whatever they.
It feels a little bit too easy to digest. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more for diehards.
Yeah, they want to just bring it to return to form, but as Scream fans, we want to move forward. But that's a requel. It's literally what they're doing. It's like, God.
I don't think that Scream 5 needed to be a requel, because usually when a requel happens, it's when there was a finale, like something ended and they want to make more money, or if the previous film was so garbage, they need a reboot sequel, which I think is what
Scream
requel
4
stands for.
wasn't either of those.
Scream 4 wasn't a finale, nor was it garbage. So I don't think they needed to lean into
just
requel.
continued
I think they needed into a finale more. Because the third one of my favorite things about the third one, probably my least favorite Scream, but my favorite things about it is how much they lean into the rules of a trilogy. And like the first one, they're like, this is what happens in a horror movie. The second one, they're like, this is what happens in a sequel. Third one, they're like, this is what happens in the third one. The fourth one, there's like, this is what happens in reboot horror movies. And then the fifth one, it could just been, it didn't need to be a requel because already kind of did. 4 did this stuff. Like it doesn't.
And by the end, you're like, don't F with the original. It's just that simple. Like you learn the same lesson you did in 4.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
So it's something Warner Bros. Needed to learn before they made Matrix 4.
Yep.
Okay. Sure. I agree with you.
What happens? So they bring them all into the kitchen.
Bring them into the kitchen, and they have the plan reveal. How'd you guys feel about this scene?
I was really captivated. I couldn't take my eyes off. I was like, okay, I did not expect this, but I'm gonna go with it. I was like, I just related it so much to Last Jedi fans. Like that's just how I took it. Like how crazy fans get for that stuff. I kind of cringed when they were like, we met on Reddit.
I was just about to say that.
No, twice in this movie. First of all, I forgot to say it earlier. When he was watching the stab movies in the hospital, just say you're watching stab movies. You don't need to shout out Netflix in 4 different lines. What was there a deal with Netflix? I'm watching stab movies on Netflix. Come on, Netflix.
You get it because it's relatable.
It's relatable.
It's like Netflix.
Just say
modern
you're watching
day
stab
pop
movies.
culture.
Might as well just reference Among Us at this point.
It was a little bit.
Isn't there Five Nights at Freddy's, bro? Five Nights at Freddy's, man.
I wish that the language in this was. I don't think it's as savvy and accurate as they thought it was when they were writing it. But she's like, they're talking about the Scream movies and how those are slashers and those don't need to be elevated horror. And then she's like, what's wrong with elevated horror? Jordan Peele rules. And I'm just like,
yeah, okay.
No one's gonna talk like that. Just be like, yo, elevator horror is dope. Like, Get Out, slap, dude. Like, fucking talk like that. No, but you don't talk like. But
Us is not elevated horror.
Us is not elevated, nor does it slap. But
if you said like Ari Aster or something.
Yeah, you could have said Ari Aster, and dude, I don't know. I just think the language, the references,
Roger
good.
Eggers.
The language, bad. They're like, yeah. When she's like the Scream fans, she said, "Of course you did. You have terrible taste." But the Scream fans on Reddit and 4chan, stop right there. Stop right. No, we're not talking about Reddit, 4chan. I say Reddit and 4chan almost.
Too meta.
I talk about Reddit and 4chan almost 0 times in an entire month.
I've never met a person through Reddit.
I've never met a person be like, yo, did you see this on Reddit? Did you see this on 4chan? Like,
who talks on Reddit?
No, this is literally what happened. He was like looking and he saw that she bought Stu's old house. He's like, that's pretty cool. You want to kill somebody together?
I'm gonna hit him up on Reddit.
So this happened, and then he went out and dated her. And then
now I will say, the met online thing makes so much more fucking sense in Scream 2 because they're like, we met on a message board because that was literally
he was a serial killer already.
Literally before social media. It's like it was before Facebook.
So they would be on there.
That's makes sense. That's like in Scream 5 them being like, I met them on Twitter. You didn't.
They should have just said I met him on Tinder.
I would have
set my location to Woodsboro.
Dude, her like motive when they like ask her Amber her motive and she like starts like complaining about fan bases and stuff. It's like
they radicalized me.
Yeah, it's like,
bruh. I was like, why even?
They gave her like 3 chances, and every time she's like, wait, please, I'm sorry. Like, I'm like, okay, you're done. Bam, bam, bam. Lights on fire.
So we got.
I feel like they could have cut that better because the whole Jack Quaid and Sam thing happened. I'm like, is Sydney and Gail just standing in the kitchen right now?
No, is Jack not hearing gunshots and her screaming and is he not coming down and helping?
I
Or
don't
is
know.
this
They
too
could have
focused
intercut
on
it more. I
a
think.
person who's almost
Yeah.
disabled?
So, one, I will say, I forgot to mention earlier. Welcome to Act 3.
Whew,
Really
good
fuck,
line.
really fuck with that line. Really fuck with that line. Two, so the basement scene. Whenever he's like, "Wait, don't go upstairs. There's always two killers." I wish that he said that as a way to throw off the scent. I thought he was saying it to throw off the scent that there was actually three killers. That's what I thought
That
he
would
was
have been
doing by saying that.
awesome.
And so, but he lets her.
If you had
like,
to
go
choose a
upstairs.
character to be the third killer, who would it be?
I think you said it earlier, Stu coming back and
Mastermind.
surviving. Stu coming back as a mastermind will be good, but
Maybe in the next one.
if not, dude, I don't. Maybe a character that got like killed earlier, like
But off screen.
I don't know.
Imagine Tara is the. And she knew.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Tara too, but
Dude, when
I wish
she went to go uncut her bondage, I was like, okay, this is actually really intense right now.
That's what I was about. I was about to bring that up because he like pretty willingly let Sam run back upstairs and then was surprised whenever she found an untied Tara. I was like, you knew she was running upstairs.
And then she called him with the ghost face
her.
voice. I was like, that's a good full circle moment right there.
Pretty, yeah, dumb kind of honestly contrived way of getting her to come out of her little, I don't know. But anyway, so they reveal in the kitchen and then they split up and he's like, there's one thing about slashers. There's always a blood trail. That whole bit. Pretty good. So then Tara...
It was just cool that they were fans of the first one and they were just retreading it.
Yeah.
Brilliant but lazy.
I mean, no, it felt like to a point where they were rehashing the first at times. I was sitting there and
it's like just because you're talking about it doesn't mean it's.
No, it's like
brilliant.
There's a lot of parts in this final, like the climax, and if you like put it side by side with the first film's climax, it's almost like uncanny how similar everything that's happening is.
Yeah, she's like
kind of just rehash the first film.
Now you're just quoting the original, like
yeah.
Oh, that was good.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good. And but okay, so one thing I wanted in this movie that I didn't get was first one, all the shit happens in the iconic locations in Woodsboro. Second one, college, theater, police cars, that shit. Third one, Hollywood Hills, studio lots. Fourth one, bring it back to Woodsboro, but it's not the old locations. It's new. They're talking about like there's new houses. Woodsboro's modernized. The finale is just in Jill's house, literally. And then they go to a hospital, stuff. But in this one, it's like same old. It's back to Stu's house, back to the same looking hospital, back to similar looking houses as Jill's house. I wanted every Scream film had kind of done different locations, except they went back to Woodsboro, but it looked different. But this one, it didn't feel like that different location wise. I don't know. Because they went to a barn in the fourth one, like a barn watch party, bro. They were about to dope. There was 100 people about to do a movie marathon together. That's awesome.
And in the second one, the movie theater.
Movie theater. That was, dude, I put the Blu-ray on my TV and it like upscaled it to 2K. And that opening scene looks sexy with all the green knives and the ghost face in the background. Yep. And it's just like, and then they turn on the, I think it's Stabo-Vision, which is like a blue light. And there's blue lights on everyone. That opening scene is phenomenal.
There's no unique environment in this
movie.
I
feel like this movie is super depressing. It doesn't have that fun that Wes Craven brings to it. It doesn't have the pacing that Wes Craven brings to it. Like, you can say all you want about Scream 3, but Wes Craven just elevates that movie to another level just because of his directing.
And, Scream 3 isn't even his fault. It's the writers.
And he still made a banger. Come on.
Yeah.
Like, dude, this movie that I watched, it outside of Jack Quaid a couple times, it didn't really make me laugh that much. In all the other Scream movies, I literally die. There's so many unique locations and situations, and then this new one, it didn't the situation just kind of felt like normal. Like
hospital.
It was just like
house.
Creepy. Yeah, and in the school, bro, we had one scene at the school. Why even have that scene at the school? Like, I don't know. I needed more location. But so we go back to let's head back in. So
get back in the
movie.
Jack.
I keep calling him Jack. What was his character's name?
Richie.
Oh, really?
Richie.
Huh. I don't. Okay. Anyways,
don't recall.
Jack. I don't recall anyone calling him Richie.
Let's just get to the part where he's about to kill her, and then she sees the knife and
Skeet Ulrich. We'll skip to that. So they're fighting. Skeet Ulrich in the mirror.
He's like, that was awesome.
No, he gave it the.
And then she's like, the first rule: you don't f with a serial killer.
Oh, sorry, I got it. Never fuck with the daughter of a serial killer.
Stabbed through the mouth. So
he's like,
and then she just.
What about my ending? Here it comes.
So good. That's what made me love the movie. That scene. She just blood.
And the fact that she's literally almost cosplaying Jamie Lee Curtis from Halloween 2018.
Facts.
Like she's literally in the same outfit.
And then they're like, remember, you gotta double tap the head, and then she shoots him like 3 times, and the head explodes, and then freaking Amber runs in with the singed face.
Oh, dude, I hated Amber's line. I still prefer the Babadook.
That was kind of cringy.
Shut up, Amber. But I did like the line earlier that I mentioned. I wrote down where he was just like, "How can fandom be toxic?" Like it's in the way he said it, it was really good. I feel like that clip is good. That clip is very clippable and applicable.
There's so many fandom like reaction things that we will be able to send when we have the HD clips, dude.
Oh, and I will say I think it might be my favorite shot in the movie. I took a picture of it. It's the shot that she's like burning in the lower part of the frame, fire. And then it's sitting in Gail, and then above them it says 4 West, and it's just
so good.
That was a good ass shot, and Gail has like her little blood trail coming down from being shot earlier.
So awesome. They killed it, dude. They were so awesome. Mm-hmm. I love they've like been through this so many times. They're not even phased by this. Yeah. Like when they hear the screams, she's like, sounds about right.
Yeah.
She's like, you ready for this?
Right.
This never.
And I love how the old cast is the exact same.
Yeah.
Like they didn't lose their touch.
The killer comes back for one final scare, in the form of not being dead, burnt to a crisp, which reminded me a lot of what's his face. The burning reminded me of What's Upon a Time in Hollywood. Is everyone okay? The fucking hippies aren't. That's for goddamn sure. Right, get to Indy, whatever. So those ambulances pull up.
And it's kind of similar to when Dewey was getting taken out of the ambulance, and you see the twins lived, and they go in separate ambulances. I was like, good.
I was really confused.
They're so awesome.
Why they built. I guess I'll watch on the Blu-rays on the behind the scenes. Why they built for this scene, the ambulance scene, they built the exterior of Stu's house on a soundstage.
I guess they wanted to create that ending shot with the sunset in the background.
But the house is still...
It's an Airbnb.
The same. Yeah, you can go there and stay there. The only difference is that the glass stained window now
is
Ghostface.
That's cool.
But you can remove that. And I mean, maybe that being there would make sense for Amber, but you could remove that and like still do that shot. I don't know why they did that on the soundstage. I'm really confused. Because it was really obvious because the garage was shorter on that wide shot. The garage was like half as long.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
And also, did you notice when the movie ends and you get that flash of Ghostface? Whoosh, that is a freaking like Party City Ghostface costume. They used it in like all the promotional images too.
Really?
It looks so stupid.
I like when Ghostface does the cleans his knife. Yeah. That's my favorite thing Ghostface ever does. In the world.
She did that. When she did that. Killing him. I was like, awesome. And then she sees him in the reflection and she smiles and gives him the nod.
I like that.
Awesome. It's
awesome. So weird. They made us feel for like
Billy,
a rapist serial killer. Like it's a little bit, but he's dead, so he got what he deserved. So,
and he's one of the most iconic film characters of all time.
And the fact that like
maybe
Skeet Ulrich came back.
I feel
Maybe-
like Stu could have been referenced more.
That's
But
all.
Maybe the
they're
most
just saving
attractive
him.
serial killer brought onto screen.
Overall, what are your guys' final thoughts on the movie?
Honestly, I just looked past the.
I think it was
nitpicks. I
a
don't know
good.
why.
It was a good return to form. Ghostface was awesome. Jack Quaid was awesome. There are a lot of problems, but overall, I enjoyed myself.
Yeah.
Jack Quaid, girl who played Mindy, David Arquette, of course.
Just great new characters.
Sydney and Gail, fantastic.
Dewey's the man, even though he got killed horribly.
MVP. Like I low-key wanted to start an MVP chant whenever I saw him in the credits there.
Dude, the ending credits were so good where it like
I like
framed
that.
on them.
I
Just
wish,
like the
Yeah.
OG.
I
That was
wish
from the
more
original.
films
Also,
had that.
the song that plays is a banger. Listen to that
Mhm.
song. Fire song.
I wish more films actually showed like the people instead of just names.
Yep.
Turn around.
It just looks so much cooler at
Behind
the end.
you.
It feels so much more fulfilling.
Franchise, Ready or Not, they started from scratch. They built
I wonder
an
if
original
the
world with
studio
original
was
characters.
kind of like had mandates for them.
I know. I feel
w-
like this wasn't as much of a finale as they meant it to be.
I don't think it was a finale at all. I think it was just a reset to start a new franchise because the new studio has it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily ask like what happened. I think it's good enough. Like sure we can nitpick, but as a film, it's
And
I
I feel
good.
like this puts it in a good place to start maybe one more movie with Stu as the killer. Please, God. Please.
Jack
I just want
really
to see
wants that for that.
Matthew back.
Your
Matthew,
mother was
tear it
no
up.
Sharon Stone.
At? That's right. Oh, you're gonna love this.
Dude, I love how
Let's face it, baby. These days, you gotta have a sequel.
He literally is just spitting
Spitting
everywhere.
Skeet thought that he was ruining the movie, which is hilarious.
No, he. That's one of my favorite performances in any movie.
Yeah, it's because Skeet looked at his character as like a serial killer, like fully researched it that way. But then when Matthew's like yelling and dancing
You
around,
hit me
and
with
throwing
a
his
phone,
arms.
Jack.
Yeah,
All
He said,
right.
you hear that? She thinks movies create psychos.
Movies make psychos more creative.
Love it.
I think you stabbed me too deep, man. I think I'm dying here, man.
Okay, we could quote the
Yeah,
first.
I could
Let's just
quote
let's
Stu
just
all day.
end this all with OG.
Oopikis out.
OG. I love it. That's what you fucking. Okay, I think we'd all agree the OG. The
It's
OG
the
screaming.
best.
You can't even tell what's. Oh, she's finding her dead cameraman right now. It's
Gail
the best
saw it.
one. It doesn't top. I think this one goes below.
Now that
Scream.
we
It definitely
talked
goes-
about it a little bit more, I think 4 is definitely number 2.
It definitely goes before, under 4 for me. Maybe it's like maybe tied with 2 right now. It's all right. I'm not upset that it exists, and that is a bar that, sadly nowadays for sequels and reboots, is a bar that is like difficult to cross for some reason.
Now, did you like it more than Halloween Kills?
No, I thought about that, and I definitely.
I don't
did
know why
not.
that's
I
a
liked Halloween Kills
comparison
more.
people are making, but that's a
I will
thing,
say
I guess.
I
Alright.
liked Halloween Kills more. For
For
Yeah,
me-
it was way
for me-
more badass.
Scream ranking wise, I still think it's second.
I know. I gotta see it again.
I still, I gotta see it again. But I also like Halloween Kills better, and we're like the minority here, by the way. We are the minority.
I'm the minority
How?
of the minority.
No,
I didn't
literally,
even
people hated
like
Halloween
this movie.
Kills.
I don't get it. I really don't get it. Go watch our podcast on Halloween Kills, and you'll see why we love it so much. It's
Good plug. Good
All
plug.
right.
Hey.
Yeah.
Wrapping it
if
up.
you made it that far.
We might. I made Sucker put his Batman poster up because might be doing that one. Oh, Jax has one too. I don't have one. I have an Aquaman one though. Might be doing the Batman podcast in
And maybe
what,
we'll do movie news. Who knows? But
less than 2 months.
all right. Thank you guys for watching. This is Bad Jax. Peace out.